This week, Mercury the Messenger, ruler of the mental realm, turns to retrograde motion in Sagittarius. And we have a new moon in Sagittarius this week. All of this, an empowered moment and more in my new intuitive energy forecast for the week of Monday, November 25th through Sunday, December 1st, 2024. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from Sacred Soul Empowerment, here to do your weekly intuitive energy forecast. For this week, we're going to be using the Psychic Tarot by John Holland for the main message for everyone. Your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Angel Guide Oracle by Kyle Gray. Just a reminder too that this week brings us to December 1st. So also be on the lookout for that monthly December intuitive energy forecast on my YouTube channel. So before we get into the stones of choice or the astrology for this week, let's go ahead and settle in and do an empowered moment. So we're going to take a deep breath. Exhale, relax your body and clear your mind of all thoughts. Close your eyes and make sure you're sitting up straight with your arms and legs uncrossed so the energy can flow freely. Visualizing, sensing, seeing, feeling, or just knowing that you're surrounded in beautiful golden white light. This is the golden white light of God's source energy, universe, great spirit, all that is. This is the golden white light of unconditional love, compassion, peace, healing, guidance, protection. Let's take in a deep conscious breath, breathing in that golden white light into every cell of our bodies. And as we exhale, letting go of all that our body, mind, and soul no longer needs. Also taking a moment and calling in silently your angels, guides, master guides, and teachers of the highest vibration of light. Asking them to guide you on the next step of your highest and most important destiny path. And the energy this week is going to be about freedom. Freedom and liberation with that new moon in Sagittarius. New moons, new beginnings. Sagittarius, expansion, new horizons. And again, ultimately, Sagittarius rules freedom. So what does freedom mean to you? Contemplate that for a moment. What does freedom look like to you? Visualize that for a moment. So that picture, that essence, that energy of freedom, your freedom, what it means to you, what it looks like to you, is what this energy of the new moon, the planting of new seeds and the initiation of fresh starts and new beginnings. That's what this new moon is all about. So no matter when you're listening to this guided meditation and this weekly forecast, you can still visualize, sense, see, feel, experience what that feels like, that energy of freedom and what it means to you, even before this new moon in Sagittarius this week. Maybe you have a picture in your mind, a feeling, an emotion in your heart. So breathe in that image, breathe in that feeling, breathe in that essence of freedom into every cell of your body, and as you inhale deeply and completely, And as you exhale, blow it out to the universe, blow it out to your angels and guides, blow it to the higher soul self within you, and ask that that be made manifest in divine timing and in the most divine way, in the most magical way for you. And taking one last deep healing, cleansing, and balancing breath. As you exhale and in your own time, you can open your eyes and return to this time and place and space. And let's go ahead and take a look at our stones of choice for that special message card a little bit later. So the first stone of choice, and these are special intention pendants, which you can find on my website, these and many more. And I'm going to be making some more here before too long. And I do, through my monthly, actually mid-month newsletter for November, put out a 25% off discount on these special intention pendants, because I know the holiday season is coming up. Maybe you want to gift yourself, maybe you want to gift somebody else. So I think this is the highest discount I've ever done on my special intention pendants. And if you want that discount code, you can either sign up for my newsletter, I'll make sure that you get it, or email me at Colleen@sacredsoulempowerment.com and I'll send it to you. So the first stone of choice is citrine. This is a beautiful, it's a very clear and light in color. So citrine is a golden yellow color. This one's wrapped in silver wire, and it's been Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 3, number of creative self-expression and all forms of communication, including writing, speaking, teaching. This one has the qualities of the planet Jupiter infused into it. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, growth, opportunity. The qualities of the fire element, which Sagittarius is a fire sign, so this is on point. The fire element for confidence, courage, and leadership. The energies of Archangel Gabriel. Some people say Archangel Gabriel. The archangel who supports and inspires those with a life purpose that's involved in the communication or in the arts. Archangel Michael is infused into this one, and he is the archangel who leads us to the next step on our highest and most important destiny path. All right, and let's go ahead here and look at pendant number 2. This is Tangerine Aura Quartz. So this one is more orange in color, as you can see. Beautiful Tangerine Aura Quartz. It's wrapped in silver wire, and it's Reiki charged with the vibration, again, of number 3, number of creative self-expression and positive self-esteem. The qualities of the sign of Sagittarius for inspiration, imagination, and visualization. This one has the energies of Chiron, the planet or asteroid Chiron, for healing past life wounds and traumas, especially as it relates to the sacral chakra area and the divine feminine. I'm going to add that in there. The activation and balancing of the sacral chakra for self-worth and healthy sexuality, and also passion, creative self-expression. All of those are the sacral chakra. This one has the energies of Archangel Raphael to heal the physical and emotional body, and Archangel Gabriel, again, to assist with all forms of creativity and a life purpose that involves communication and or the arts. Okay, and our last stone of choice is, and this one is a different shape entirely, but this is golden calcite. This is a raw piece of golden calcite. So we're back to that golden yellow color. It's wrapped in silver wire, and it's Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 33. So we have the double 3 now, but this is the number of Christ consciousness and divine healing. This one has the energy of Pisces infused into it, sign of unconditional love, healing, and compassion. The energy of the planet Jupiter, planet of abundance. The element of fire for inspiration, confidence, and leadership. And this one has a goddess infused into it. This one is Goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of good fortune, blessings, and prosperity. So again, your stones of choice for this week is the citrine, golden yellow citrine, excuse me, the tangerine aura quartz, and last but not least, I gotta get my hands on it, the golden calcite. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the astrological energies of this week. So we start out on Monday the 25th. And on Monday the 25th, we have Mercury, planet that rules the mental realm, our thoughts, ideas, perceptions, and communication. And it turns retrograde at 22 degrees of Sagittarius. So it's going to go retrograde. It's going to stay in the sign of Sagittarius. So it's going to retrograde back from 22, which actually is a master number, come to think of it. 22 degrees of Sagittarius, all the way back to 6 degrees of Sagittarius. So those of you that are especially a Sagittarius or the opposite sign of Gemini, or the other two mutable signs, which would be Virgo and Pisces, you might be mostly affected. Actually, you know, all the other fire signs, I mean, all the signs are affected because it lands somewhere in your chart. But Sagittarius is a fire sign, and it's passion and inspiration and expanding into new horizons and seeing the big picture. And of course, we know what Mercury retrograde is about, or at least most of you do. Whenever we have a Mercury retrograde cycle, it's time to redo, research, reanalyze, recontemplate, reevaluate. It's all of those RE words that we need to kind of go over things with a fine-tooth comb, look at the details, pay attention to all the fine print. Don't make any large purchases if you can help it. Don't sign any contracts or anything like that if you can help it. Don't initiate something brand new if you can help it. Now, if you have to, you have to. Just be prepared that you might have to redo something, go over something, do it again, something of that nature, because that's sort of the nature of Mercury retrograde. But it also gives us this opportunity and this chance. And I like that word opportunity that comes through, because Sagittarius is a sign of opportunities. Sagittarius is one of the luckiest signs in the zodiac. Again, blessings, prosperity, abundance, and expansion into all of these wonderful things. So this is an opportunity, even with Mercury being retrograde, as it's in this sign, to allow yourself to be more open to whatever prosperity, abundance, blessings, magic that the universe wants to bestow upon you. Now, all in all, it's going to be retrograde until December 15th, and then it goes back to direct motion, but then it's still in its shadow. So we've already had, you know, previous to the 25th of November, Mercury has been in its shadow. You might have already had some things going on with technology or communication or networking or meetings that are a little funky. But then we have that post-retrograde period. So you could probably say until the end of this year, until the end of December, we're dealing with, you know, that shadow as Mercury is picking up speed to move at his regular pace, you know, where things kind of get ironed out and sorted out. But I feel like this is, as Mercury retrogrades go, I feel like this is more of a beneficial one. On Tuesday the 26th, we're at Venus, planet of love and relationships, the ruler of money and finances and personal resources. Venus also rules our values, what or who we value, how we value ourselves. Therefore, she rules our sense of self-worth. She's in Capricorn right now, and Capricorn is more of a career-oriented, goal-oriented, ambitious, work hard, be patient sort of sign. It's a grounded earth sign. So she might be less about love and relationships and more about business and career. Or within relationships, she's more serious and down to earth. And as far as finances and money, she's setting her goals and she's making her plan of how to get to where she wants to be. And on Tuesday the 26th, she's in a difficult inconjunct aspect to Jupiter, the planet of abundance and prosperity, who's currently in Gemini, and not quite halfway through his, going through Gemini, because Jupiter spends 1 year in each sign of the zodiac. It was sometime in the spring that he entered Gemini. It will be sometime in the spring of 2025 that he goes into the next sign of the zodiac. But Jupiter likes to expand into the big picture and look at the higher wisdom and understanding of something. but yet it's in Gemini, which is paying attention to the details and all the little things. They're both about learning. Jupiter is about learning. Gemini is about learning. They're both about information, but they just have different ways of going about it. You know, the little details of Gemini and knowing a little bit about a lot of things, and Jupiter wants to just expand into the ethers or expand into the subject matter, or again, kind of bring it into a spiritual level with that higher spiritual perspective. Back to the aspect, Venus in conjunct Jupiter, this might be something to do with needing to learn more or research more, find out more information about maybe the business plan or the career path, the goals that we have and how we're moving forward on that. If it's about self-worth and how we value ourselves, we're doing a lot of like contemplating, regurgitating of information in our mind. Our mind might be a little bit all over the place just with Jupiter and Gemini. And we might be maybe having a little bit of a struggle with, you know, owning our sense of self-worth, you know, valuing ourselves and not feeling insecure, because Capricorn, where Venus is right now, sometimes can have some insecurity issues. So we need to have patience as we're moving through this with money, finances, love, relationships, and our sense of self-worth and self-value, as well as all the information that might be coming in or the information we're needing to attain before we can move forward in any of those in a better way. On Wednesday, the 27th of November, we've got the sun in Sagittarius. So the sun is how we shine our light. It's confidence and courage and self-expression. And it's an inspirational look at the big picture Sagittarius. And it's in a positive connection with Mars, planet of energy, action, and forward movement, who's also in a fire sign Leo, which does rule creative self-expression. And it does rule leadership and take charge energies. So I think at least the early part of Wednesday, the 27th. And when I mean the early part of the day, I mean here, Eastern time, United States, or all of the United States. You'd have to adjust that for your time zone if you're somewhere else here in the world. But this earlier part is this positive connection with the sun, which is, you know, the light and fire, you know, and it's in Sagittarius, fire, and Mars is fiery and passionate, and it's in fire. So, you know, this is really good with inspiration and action and making some sort of forward movement or progress and expanding into or moving into the big picture of what it is that you envision. However, later in the day on Wednesday, we've got Venus in Capricorn in a challenging connection to Chiron, the wounded healer. So again, we already talked about Venus in Capricorn, mostly again, our career goals, our ambitions, patiently working towards something. But that square, that challenge to Chiron, can bring up some old wounds that deal with our sense of independence, individuality, confidence, courage, and take charge ability. So we might be all gung-ho and trying to do something, but maybe Mercury retrograde steps in and says, oh, no, you got to redo that. You got to find out more information. And maybe it bursts our bubble a little bit. And then we're like dealing with these old wounds saying, oh, I can't do it, or it's too late, or I don't have enough information. What am I going to do? Or, you know, the insecurity of it all. But know that we're going to get past that. Mercury retrograde is giving us a chance to get past all of that and be able to move forward. And by the way, Mars is going to go retrograde here soon as well. It's going to retrograde in Leo, go back into Cancer, not this week, but coming up. And then, you know, then of course, eventually turn back to direct motion and eventually go back into Leo. So certain planets that are connecting, not the sun, because the sun always moves forward, but certain other planetary connections that Mars might be making, especially to your chart, if you know what Mars is connecting to in your chart. That's going to happen 3 times because of that Mars retrograde. So if you don't know your chart, maybe get a hold of an astrologer and, you know, we can take a look at that for you, because Mars does rule forward movement, action, right? On Saturday and Sunday, which is November 30th and December 1st, this is when the new moon in Sagittarius comes in, depending on your time zone. So new moons, as we said, about planting new seeds, new beginnings. It's an inspirational and the prophetic sign of Sagittarius, by the way. Sagittarius is a very kind of prophetic sign. It kind of has these flashes of insights and aha moments, things that kind of download for them that come in. And so this is a new moon that to me is a very positive energy. It does make a positive connection to Mars, the warrior planet of energy, action, and forward movement. However, it does make a challenging aspect as well to Saturn. And Saturn is the ruler of karmic lessons, responsibility, limitation, restriction, delays, and patience. And again, I feel like that's coming into play with Saturn, not as something that's supposed to trip us up or stop us from accomplishing something, but to just slow us down a little bit. Between that new moon connecting with Saturn and the Mercury retrograde, it's just giving us a little bit of extra time to get everything that we need in alignment in order for something to unfold properly and take place properly. If you think about it, Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign. So the fire signs sometimes act a little rash. And out of all the fire signs, which would be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, Sagittarius is the one out of those three that probably has the most knee-jerk reaction. It's more impatient. Aries is too, but it's that vacillating, mutable, changeable energy of Sagittarius where we just yep, let's do it now. Yep, let's go for it now. Let's move in this direction now. And so they don't really think about it. And I think that the Mercury retrograde and the new moon connecting with Saturn, planet of kind of patience and delays, is just having us slow down a little bit so that, again, things are lined up. We have all the information, all the pieces of the puzzle that we need in order to move forward. And then on Sunday, the 1st of December, we've got Mercury and Sagittarius, which just turned retrograde on Monday of this week. And it's going to be in a positive connection to Chiron, the wounded healer and shaman. And it is also retrograde as well. So it's kind of this internalization of healing our mindset and our perceptions and perspectives and belief systems, because both of these planets are retrograde, which internalizes the energy. So we've got maybe these inner wounds about our sense of self with Chiron and Aries. And Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius is having us look at what our beliefs are, what our thoughts are, how we can shift those from glass half empty to glass half full, and to bring healing to those areas of the mental body that need healing. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the cards that came up from the Psychic Tarot. So we've got the first card here, and the first card is number 3. Isn't that interesting? Because all of our pendants had a 3, and a master number 33 associated with it. So we've got the third chakra, the solar plexus chakra, the center of personal power, confidence, courage, leadership, take charge energies, which we've been kind of mentioning already. 2 of those pendants were gold and yellow. Even the tangerine quartz, a little bit of that more orange color here. But the solar plexus chakra is being highlighted right now. So this is kind of like Mars energy too. Mars, the warrior, personal power, forward movement, take charge, full steam ahead, right? But we have to own our personal power. We have to feel empowered in ourselves. We have to have confidence in ourselves. We have to have courage in order to move forward in the best possible way, to take some sort of action, to bring something to fruition for ourselves. So balance and heal, work on that solar plexus chakra this week. Okay, maybe that's part of the meditation of the new moon. The new moon in Sagittarius on Saturday, Sunday can be part of this, especially because it is in a positive connection to Mars, the warrior. Now, the next card came out as 2 cards. So let's look at the first of those 2 cards that came out in the place of number 2. This is the Ace of Mental, or the One of Mental. This is like the Ace of Swords in the traditional tarot. It even looks like the Ace of Swords in the traditional tarot, right? The One of Mental has this hand holding a sword, but that hand had to put forth a little bit of effort They maybe felt a little challenged or restricted, not completely, but in the sense of pushing through that solid earth to come up with this new idea or implement this new idea, and to be able to move forward into this new beginning. So at the bottom it says triumphant success. With the I almost said Ace of Wands. With the Ace of Swords, we're going to have success, but we might have to put in a little bit of effort, right? As you can see with the hand moving through the solid earth, which would take a little bit of effort, a little bit of strength, right? But as we put forth that effort and strength, we're going to be able, again, this is about ideas and thoughts and perspectives and communication. All forms of communication is the suit of mental, just like the sword suit in the traditional tarot. So that new idea, that new networking connection, that new maybe sit-down communication that you need to have or you're going to have, the new thought that pops into your head, this is all something very positive. It's an initiation of something that leads eventually, probably after Mercury retrograde is over, leads eventually to the success that you're looking for. So let's see what came out with this card. Okay, I almost said the Ace of Wands, and this is like the Ace of Wands. This is the one of spiritual in this deck. The one of spiritual is like the Ace of Wands or the Ace of Fire. And again, Sagittarius is a fire sign. So again, we've got new beginnings as far as the mental realm, thoughts, ideas, perceptions, communication. We've got new beginnings on a spiritual level, on a creative level, on an inspirational level. This one is interesting because in this card, now it's not always in the Ace of Wands in the traditional tarot, but this particular card has two hands. I'm going to assume it's two hands from two different people kind of coming together in collaboration almost. So this new idea, this new project, this new connection, and it's creative and it's inspirational and it's going to produce abundance. It's got this beautiful, vibrant tree and all this fruit around it, right? It's like we're going to nurture the roots of it. We're going to nurture the roots of this thought, this idea, this project, this creative self-expression that we want to put forth. And again, maybe it involves two or more people. Now, this could be the same person with their hands kind of just, over top of the ground, the roots of the tree, sort of giving healing or Reiki energy to the roots of the tree. So either way, whether you're doing this new thing, this new approach, this new idea, this new project, whether you're doing it by yourself or with somebody else, this is very positive. I mean, so far, we've got the empowered energy of the solar plexus. We've got the new beginnings going on with the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So there's something a new seed is being planted, especially, this card. A new seed is being planted, although this is already producing growth. So in fire, the element of fire here, things can happen rather fast. And especially if when you put air and fire together, because this is air and this is fire. And what happens when you kind of blow wind or put air onto a fire? It makes the fire bigger. The fire grows. The creative self-expression, the passion, the creativity, the inspiration, it grows and it grows fast. So this might be producing some quick results with abundance and prosperity and new growth in whatever area of your life this is indicating. Again, be a little patient. But I don't think we're going to have to be patient for too long. I think by the time we get to the second half of December and going into January of 2025, once Mercury retrograde is over, I think that we're going to see some things happening. Now, the last card here, the card that's in the third position, this is the Four of Spiritual in this deck. The purple border is the suit of spiritual. This is like the four... Had that wrong, you guys. I just messed up. This, although it seems like fire, this is like the Ace of Pentacles. So you think red and you think fire, but now that I see this card, the Four of Spiritual, I'm going to back myself up here because this is like the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Earth. the Ace of Discs. And that's where the beginning of abundance is. So that makes sense. The tree and it's producing fruit, the beginning of abundance and prosperity, the beginning of the manifestation of abundance and prosperity. I'm still going to stick with it's happening fast though, because this is the Four of Wands, the Four of Spiritual. So I apologize. I got mixed up in these suits. I haven't used this deck in a while. So the Four of Spiritual, the Four of Wands. I mean, it says at the bottom, foundation and achievements. And of course, I didn't say that this says prosperity begins. I guess I should have looked at that and it might have told me. But anyway, foundation and achievements. This is saying that we're creating a solid foundation to achieve our goals. I mean, it's pretty simple when you think about it. You got the rainbow over the house. So we're working towards stability. We're working towards security. This could be a goal for home and family solidarity. This could be a goal for a career, life purpose, work. This could be about money and finances. This could be about relationship. This is usually the card that can indicate like commitment and marriage in the traditional tarot. So you got the happy family, you got the home, you got the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Everything is great with this Four of Spiritual, because the number 4 numerologically creates that solid foundation, creates that stability. And the number 4 is a manifestation number. So again, whatever it is we're putting towards this new beginning, this new idea is going to produce and manifest fruit, prosperity, and abundance. Now that we know that this is the Ace of Pentacles, and this is going to bring us the manifestation of what it is that we desire. So again, does it happen this week? Not necessarily. I'm not going to say no, but because of some of what we said earlier with Mercury retrograde and the new moon connecting with Saturn, which sometimes can bring delays, I'm going to just say this is coming. So whatever this is, it's coming. And according to what your astrological chart looks like, you know, it could be different times for different people. But this, to me, is suggesting that we've got good things being manifested. We've got good things coming up in our lives. So I just love this rainbow energy because it's a sign of hope, you know, and you always think of that phrase, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And so this seems like a really good week. And I think they're just popping into my head, you know, that Pluto, again, last week, in our last week weekly reading, we had Pluto, planet of transformation, death and rebirth, moving out of Capricorn finally after 19, 20 years or however long it's been there. And now it's moving into Aquarius. It moved into Aquarius last week, which is another, 19 to 20 years for Pluto being into Aquarius. And Aquarius is a new paradigm. It's the age of Aquarius. It's humanity, it's the collective, coming together with people of like mind, treating each other with respect and equality. And it just has this almost like a lighter feeling to it. It's an air sign, and it's electrical air sign, Aquarius, as opposed to the earthy energy of Capricorn. And all signs have good positive traits and all signs have shadow traits, right? So Pluto in Aquarius probably will have its shadow moments, but it just feels like there's a huge transformation, a huge shift with the evolution of humanity and the future of our planet and the future of our own lives. So let's all visualize, come together and envision, because Aquarius is coming together with people of like-mindedness for a common goal, with a common idea or ideal. So let's all come together and visualize a world of peace, a healthy world, and happy people, and abundance and prosperity for all equally. All right, so that's enough. Let's find out what your special message card from the angel guide is, depending on your stone of choice. So the first stone of choice was the citrine pendant. So special message for citrine people. This one no, they're saying not that one. I was going to say the one on the bottom. Let's just be quiet and shuffle. Okay, citrine, special message. Okay, that one was sticking up when I opened my eyes. Ooh, cut the cords. So there still might be something or someone or even an energy within yourself, an emotion, feeling, mindset, or belief system that you need to cut the cords from. This could be remnants of the Pluto and Capricorn energy. I have to say, those last 2 to 4 weeks of Pluto being in Capricorn before last week when it entered Aquarius was pretty heavy duty, at least for me. I just felt a lot of heaviness on physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It was just kind of a heaviness. But this might be remnants of cords that need to be cut. This almost looks like a snake here, right? A snake of transformation, death and rebirth, cut the cords. So we've got, obviously these are all angels because this is the angel guide deck. We've got this beautiful angel, and Archangel Michael is the one that's known to cut the cords, help us cut the cords. So I'm going to say, first and foremost, call him in. Maybe you don't know what exactly everything that the cords need to be cut from. Maybe you do, but just ask Archangel Michael to cut the cords between you and all lower vibrational energies, thought forms, belief systems, emotions, feelings, negative karmic patterns, trauma energies from this and previous lifetimes. Throw it all directions and dimensions of time and space. That's my little phrase I like to use, that whole big thing, and maybe more. But this is asking or visualizing too. You can actually empower yourself by visualizing the cords being cut. Now, I'm going to say I like to use the idea of pulling the cords rather than cutting the cords. First, pulling the cords seems less caustic than cutting the cords. Secondly, if you just cut something in half, you still got 2 ends kind of like attached to something. Whereas if you pull the cord from its root, like say you have to pull a cord from your root chakra, your center of security and financial abundance, if you just cut the cord, there's still a cord dangling there in my mind. So let's pull the cord gently and easily out. Let's have Archangel Michael pull the cords out. And release them and let them go. Now, if you do prefer to cut them, that's okay. It's totally up to you. But this is about releasing some old stuff that still needs to be released and let go. So let's go ahead and put that back in the deck. Let's shuffle again. We've got the Tangerine Aura Quartz. Special message for Tangerine. Tangerine Aura Quartz. No. I always wanted to go with the one on the bottom, and they say, nope, 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 nope. Okay, I'm going to get serious here. I'm having some problems. I do better when I close my eyes. All right, Tangerine Aura Quartz, people. Tangerine Aura Quartz, the top one. Angelic protection. Okay, so you have some angelic protection as you're moving into this new cycle. You're moving into this time of new beginnings with the new moon in Sagittarius. Maybe you're needing some extra guidance and protection because of Mercury retrograde. I don't know. But you definitely have, and this also to me, just because of the sword and the shield, reminds me of Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael carries the sword of truth and the shield of protection. And so here we go with this angelic energy that's helping to protect us as we move forward, to guide us in our search for the next step. And I'm hearing that some of you, it feels like there's relationship stuff like family or even just other people that you either work with or know. And it's not that you necessarily need protection from them, but protection from the energies, the belief systems, and what they're projecting. And not necessarily projecting at you, but I just feel like there's some people around you that are projecting maybe some not high vibrational things. And so we need to surround ourselves in a bubble of light, a bubble of protection in order to shield ourselves. And they're even saying on a collective level too, with maybe there's something that is getting ready to occur, or maybe from when I'm actually recording this, it's already occurred in the last week with Pluto going into Aquarius. I don't know. But it seems like this can also be something on a collective level. We're picking up energies on a collective level, fear, anxiety, doubt, whatever it might be. So we just need some angelic kind of protection from all of these energies, from other people that are flying around and maybe affecting us. All right, and then for those of you that chose the golden calcite, right? A golden calcite, special message for golden calcite. Okay, this one's calling my attention. Take charge and take action. Wow, is that not Mars the warrior in Leo, fire sign Leo? So this angel is saying it's time for you to take charge and take action. It even looks like he's got like a, I don't know what you call that carrier of the arrows, right? Sagittarius, the sign that the sun is in, the sign that we have the new moon in, the sign that Mercury retrograde is in, is the sign of the archer. And he's got some arrows on his back. And right here, he might be holding like a, his bow. Maybe this is a bow, although I'm not sure that it looks like a bow. But anyway, it looks like an arrow actually. So anyway, this is like aiming those arrows, aiming them towards your dreams, your goals, your ambitions. And it's not enough to just visualize what it is, what your goal is, what your ambition is, what you want to accomplish. And it's going to take action. Like, it's great to visualize it. That's a good place to start. Visualize what it is that you want with maybe the new moon. But very soon thereafter, you're going to want to initiate some sort of action. Now, it is said that during Mercury retrograde, it's not good to initiate something brand new. But if it's already been in the works, if it's already been an idea and a seed planted, if you've already taken some little actions towards something, then Mercury retrograde is a great time to take more action and to take charge and move forward even more so. Now, if you haven't initiated something quite yet, you could wait until mid-December if that feels right to you to initiate this action, whatever that might be, to aim your arrow in whatever direction that you would desire. So I think it just depends on the person. It depends on how you feel about it. Go with your intuition, right? And whether or not you've already initiated something. So there's a lot of factors at play here. And there's no right or wrong. And there's no me telling you what's appropriate or what you should or shouldn't do because of Mercury retrograde. I just know how it is for me with Mercury retrograde, and I think all of you have to make your own decisions about that and whether it's this week time to take charge and take that action, or whether it is, envisioning where you want to aim that arrow first and then taking charge and taking the action in like about 3 weeks or so, right? 2 or 3 weeks when Mercury goes direct. So all good messages, all good information. Good reading this week. I send you all lots of love and light and many inspirational blessings of prosperity and abundance to create that magic towards your goal, towards your ambition, towards your desire that you all wish to create. So namaste, everyone. Thank you.